Well, hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and episode 9 of the Training for Leadville series, where I'm documenting my training all the way up to the Leadville 100 on August 19th. So we are now just a little over 6 weeks to the Leadville 100, so it's coming up very soon. This coming week, I do have the Silver Rush 50. I just finished the Leadville Trail Marathon. If you have not seen the race video for that, definitely take a look at that top right corner. Welcome to everyone that did join from that video. I've had a lot of subscribers join from that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming along on this journey, supporting me throughout this as well. And who knows, maybe I'll see some of you there at the race also. That'd be super cool. Well, Monday, June 26th called for a rest day. However, as always on Mondays, I had my FMT, my functional movement training. So I did that about an hour long, really good session focusing on the hips as well as my neck and back as always, which are doing much better for sure. And then later that day, I did hop in the Hydrogun Heat Pod sauna blanket, which was just awesome as always. I love that thing. Highly recommend if you're looking for something to improve your recovery, reduce your stress. I definitely recommend that. Take a look, top right corner, for the full review of that after this video. Definitely recommend it. But did that for a little bit, really just recovering the body and getting over that race and doing another week of training. Well, Tuesday, June 27th called for a 1 hour and 15-minute run, an easy pace run. I did hit the trails for this, and I actually took the Saucony Kinvara 14s. This is definitely a road shoe, but I took them on the trail as well. Very easy urban trail, but they did okay. Definitely not as good as some other road shoes that I have. Stay tuned, still working on the full review for those shoes, but good run overall and really quite warm also. So the heat was definitely here this week. We had temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Luckily the humidity was low, so that was not a problem, and it felt really pretty nice. Honestly, I was kind of surprised, but it was an easier paced run, so it ended up being about 7.75 miles, a 9:26 pace, almost 700 feet of elevation gain. So really just a easy day on the trails, getting the legs moving and getting the time on the feet, which that's kind of what my coach had mentioned we're going to focus on now as we build up towards the Leadville 100. We did a good speed block. We did some speed work. Didn't get to do a lot of it recently because of my hip. But we did some a few weeks back, which is really good. So now we're really focusing on that endurance phase of just a lot of time on feet, a lot of time on the trail in those longer miles, building that endurance up. Well, Wednesday, June 28th also called for an hour and 15-minute easy run. This one I did go on the roads, but before that I did get the Mach X. So I was super excited for those. I've got them right here. Full review has been released already. Did some miles in the shoes, so definitely take a look at that. But these are fantastic shoes. But I did an hour and 15 minutes. Again, this was only about a little over 8 miles, 8.15 miles. Easy pace, real easy, just keeping things chill, getting those long endurance miles. But also that day, I did receive a package from Ultimate Direction. I got 3 of their Ceraformed shirts, the t-shirt, the tank top, and a long sleeve shirt. All of them incredibly comfortable. The fabric is so smooth. It's mesh on the back, so it breathes well. So I did try those today. That was the Ceraform tee on the run. Just awesome shirt. Really enjoy that. Definitely look below in the description. You will see a link to go purchase some of the Ultimate Direction stuff. It'll take you to the Ultimate Direction site. Right now, through July 4th, so another day or so after this video releases, they are having an awesome sale as well, so be sure to check that out. Hey, real quick, I gotta tell you about Vert.Run. I have been training with them for a while now. You guys know that, but what's so cool is Western States 100 just happened. Tom Evans won the race overall, 14:40, fantastic time. But I've done a training plan designed by him. I did a 100K plan designed by Tom Evans. You can do that same plan through Vert.Run. You can train by a Western States champion, which is pretty stinking cool. So look below in the description for a link to go download the app, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, and also a coupon code to go save 40% off your first month of training. So give it a shot. Back to the video. Well, Thursday, June 29th called for an hour run. Earlier in the day, though, I did have my functional movement training again, so that was another hour of a good session on strength and agility and just kind of working on all of those things. Very good. But then later that day, I did go out for an hour run wearing the Mach X. Loving those shoes. They're really just amazing. Also wearing the Ceraform tank top, this time from Ultimate Direction. Loving those shirts. Super comfortable. Just very breathable. Feel really nice on the nipples. They feel good. They don't chafe. But overall, it was a solid run. You know, very easy pace. 8:47, almost 7 miles, about an hour. So just kept it chill. I've been wearing the Ultimate Direction Vellum shorts on those runs so that I can actually carry a flask kind of in the front or in the back to have some hydration. Even though it's a shorter run, it's just very dry here. So it's very important to stay hydrated, especially when I'm running the next day. I don't want to get too far behind. So very important to stay on top of hydration. And I've been doing that with the Gnarly Nutrition as well, the Gnarly Fuel 2.0 and the Gnarly Hydrate. I've been using that after the runs. And now the Gnarly Creatine, also been using that. So it's a good combination, helping me maintain through this hot summer weather. Friday, June 30th called for a 45-minute optional run where I could either go run, bike ride, or hike, or take the day off. It was up to me how my body was feeling. Obviously, I had a race coming up in about a week, so it's really important to listen to the body in this phase right here. So I did. I did not run. I did not go for a bike ride, but I did do the glute workout from Caroline Gervin. Again, I really enjoy her workouts. They are just it's good. I mean, I throw a 30-pound weight, a 30-pound sandbag over top of my kind of hips when I'm doing the glute thrusts, you know, using a band on some of those, a kettlebell. It's just a good workout, it really is. And so I did that for about 25 minutes, and I was feeling it for sure. It was a good workout. So that brings us to Saturday, July 1st. This actually called for a 3-hour long run, which I was a little worried that that might be a little long 1 week out from the race, but it was perfect, exactly what I needed. I did run with my wife intentionally so that you know, she is a slower paced runner than me. So for her, you know, my slow pace brought her up a little bit. So she had a good run because she was pushing a little bit harder than maybe she would have normally at times. I was running slower, so I was preparing myself for the race next week, but also working on those late in the 100-mile race scenario type miles that I'm putting in. But it was a beautiful day, great run.
Well, good morning from North Cheyenne Canyon Park, out here with Valen. Gonna do about 3 hours today. We had wanted to park up at the upper lot. We got here about 9, which is too late in the summertime because the parking lot was full. But luckily we were able to find a spot on the side of the road down there. And so now we're gonna go up a little bit higher, do a nice easy run hike. But I do have a 50-mile race next weekend, so keeping it nice and chill, enjoying some time with my wife back there. See if you guys can see, over there is a bunch of water coming down, which I guess that might be Upper Helen Hunt Falls. I've never seen water coming over that before, so that's pretty cool. It's always been dry. I don't know if you can hear that, but if you can and you're from this area, what is that? It's some sort of like clicking sound. I thought it at first was maybe like the sound of like power lines, but there's no power lines. Some kind of bug. Weird. Well, taking a walk break right now. Valen's really still struggling with the breathing. We're thinking it might be related to the COVID that we had 3 weeks ago now, I guess? Yeah, 3 weeks ago. You know, she had her race, that was last weekend, right? Last weekend, where she had really a lot of problem breathing at altitude. Even now, we're not high, we're only at like 7,400 feet. And she's struggling with the breathing. Her heart rate's okay. So we're thinking it might be still some lingering effects for her, possibly. Maybe that's why I had a bad run last weekend on the incline, who knows? But we'll see. We're gonna keep pushing on. This is the rock face where people come out and do the search and rescue operations, the training. The SAR team comes out here. They were out here once when I was doing a run. It's pretty cool. Val with her bad balance. What are the odds? Does she fall in?
Hey, I'm not gonna make it.
Yes, you can. Step on that rock. It's not too bad. Hey, high five. One of the things about running here is it's so loose and sandy, some of it. It's almost like running on a beach. I don't want to leave the tunnel. It feels so good in there. Nice and cool. It's hot today. It is quite warm. Tunnel number 2. behind us there is St. Peter's Dome, a really cool hike that actually involves ropes, not like harnesses or anything, but just to help pull yourself up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's pretty cool. Haven't actually done all of it because the last time we were there, we had the kids and it just wasn't safe with them. Wow, look at this though. So I think that Rocky Mountain way out there, I think that might be Mount Muskoka. So we went all the way around that little road there, I think. All right, well, we just turned around at about just over 8,600 feet, a little over 7 miles. Now we're gonna head back down, enjoy the long, nice descent. It's gradual, it's not steep, so it's nice and easy. Like, right, so we only climbed 1,398 feet, but it was a nice, good run. Val did great. All right, so here's a question for all you YouTube doctors out there. Weird, I don't know what it is. I've noticed it for a while now. Running uphill, like going up there, my average heart rate was probably, I don't know, 137, 138 uphill. Coming downhill, my heart rate is always higher, and we're moving at a very easy pace. But right now, my heart rate's in the 160s, which is crazy. It doesn't feel like that, but it's been happening for a long time, since before I had COVID. So I don't know, anybody knows any reason that may be the case? Maybe it's just my watch acting up, not reading well, I don't know, but odd. I gotta say, I am really liking this Ultimate Direction Seraform tee. They also sent the tank top and that long sleeve shirt. It's just so comfortable. Really just feels good on the skin. Very lightweight. The back is mesh. It breathes really nicely. The front dries well. All in all, really fantastic shirt. Ultimate Direction is having an awesome 4th of July sale through July 4th. So definitely look below in the description. There's a link to go purchase a Seraform tee or anything really. Great sale. Now's the time to stock up. The next weekend at the Silver Rush 50 miler, at the start, we obviously start in Leadville at 10,100 and whatever it is. And then right from the start, it's a 10-mile steady climb up to over 12,000 feet. So that'll be a real good push. It's supposed to be fairly runnable, not crazy steep, I don't think. I mean, 10 miles to climb 2,000 feet is not bad. So that'll be interesting, but we then finish on that too. So we'll have a 10-mile descent, which will be very interesting after, you know, 35, 38 miles of running, you know. Curious to see how the hip feels. But it'll be a good race. You know, a lot of people always wearing gaiters on their shoes. Then we keep rocks out of their feet. Not me. I want my feet to be hard. I pack them in there. Tie it nice and tight. Get them in there good. Nah, I'm not trying to be comfortable out here. I'm trying to do hard things. Let's go. You know, it's hot out. I'm sweating. I don't need electrolytes. I just got water. I don't need sodium or salt. I got rocks in my shoes. It's good. Might get a blister, might get a hot spot. I don't care. I stay hard. I'm literally recording.
I know. I figured you were going to put that in there. Let it out.
Yeah, that changing towel is the best thing ever for after a run like this. You're wet, you're sweaty, whatever you need to change. put it on, change under it, privacy, get totally naked. It's nice.
So as you saw, it was about 14.25 miles, almost 1,500 feet of elevation gain in just under, right at 3 hours with stoppage time. It was great. That creek at the end was so cold though, but just I love being on the trail with my wife. It's so awesome to have a wife that trail runs, and I can go do that, share my passion that she is also passionate about, and do those things together. So that's super cool. I feel very lucky and blessed to have her and that support system. And that brings us to today, July 2nd, Sunday. So today did also call for a 45-minute optional run. Again, listening to the body. I felt fine after the run yesterday, really. My glutes were sore a little bit from the workout I did Friday, from Caroline Gervin's workout. But from the run, I felt completely fine. However, you know, it was a busier day. We went to church, had to go run some errands. I did actually go to REI today again to pick up some more nutrition for my 50-mile race next weekend. Again, they fuel primarily the Leadville series. Their main nutrition hydration sponsor is GU. I prefer to train with, you know, gnarly nutrition or with Tailwind. And so I did go pick up Tailwind because it's at REI. I can get those sample packets. I can just, you know, pour them into a flask at an aid station pretty quickly. So I did pick up 8 of those because I am planning to carry 8 of those with me. I'm starting with 2 flasks full and then carrying 8 sticks of the single serve packets. So it's gonna be a lot to carry. I'll also be carrying a lot of spring energy gels. That'll be my main fuel source. I did purchase a bunch of the Awesome Sauce. Those are the higher calorie ones. I really, really like those, especially in a long endurance effort. They work really well for my body. So I'm gonna have a heavier pack. Obviously carrying 2 cameras. I'll probably have a jacket in the back as well because I do want you to bring a jacket. Then all of that nutrition. So it'll be a heavier pack, but that's my plan, my nutrition plan for the race next weekend. And then today, instead of going out for a run or a bike ride, I did actually weed eat my grass. We don't have a lawnmower yet because back in Tennessee, we had a really nice big riding mower, but we couldn't bring that here. We didn't need it. And I haven't purchased a mower yet. So I had a weed eater. So I went out and weed eated my grass. And it was great because back in Tennessee, when I went weed eating, it would literally take me 3 hours at least and multiple tanks of fuel. Here, 26 minutes. Completely mowed the lawn with that. It was great. So now that we're a week out from the race, I'm trying to go over some final preparations, thinking what I want to wear as far as shoes. I'm debating either between the Hoka Tecton X2 or the Hoka Zenol 2. One of those 2 shoes will be the choice, I'm pretty sure. And also the same shoe probably for the Leadville 100 also. But we will see what I go with. Also getting the rest of the preparations for the camping because obviously with this being a 50-mile race, I'm going to stay 2 nights in Leadville. Next week I'll stay Friday night before the race and then Saturday night after the race. Because I want to stick around for the awards and the lottery that they'll do, and that's not till 8 p.m. for the lottery. So that usually took about an hour last time, or close to it, with the awards and all of that. So I don't want to be driving home after a 50-mile race, being up since 4 in the morning. Just wouldn't be safe. So I'm going to stay the night in Leadville that Saturday after the race in one of the dispersed camping areas, van camping, and then I'll head back Sunday morning also. Well, all in for being a week before a race, taper essentially, it was a pretty good week. I ended up with about 37 miles of running, a little over 3,000 feet of elevation gain, taking it easier there, but about 6 hours of running. And then as far as the workouts go, I had about 2.5 hours of workouts from my functional movement training and also that glute workout with Caroline Gervin. So really a pretty decent week considering, like I said, the race is a week away. I didn't want to go too high. I could have run 2 more times, chose not to listen to the body and just make sure I'm rested and yeah, ready to race. Well, next week's episode, we'll have a little bit of footage from the Silver Rush 50, but then I'll get the race video out following that also. So stay tuned for that for sure. Thank you all so much for joining. I do appreciate you following through this journey. Let me know below if you're gonna be at Leadville or the Silver Rush 50. Hopefully we can meet up and share some miles together maybe. But if you have not already, why don't you take a look at that Leadville Trail Marathon video. It's on your screen over here. I'd really appreciate that. And then over here on this side, I'll throw the playlist of the Training for Leadville series. You can take a look at those episodes also. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.